Electronics has a little bit of an opinion today. I see. We're still hi. Welcome to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Yes, we are live. We are alive. We are streaming. In some places, more than others, the internet and electronics and the grid are all a little off here in the state of Florida. All of them, everywhere. Even the places that weren't hit so bad, and of course. Big shout out to all our friends and family and neighbors up in the Tampa area that got absolutely walloped by Hurricane Milton. I told you to give back the stapler. All he wanted was the stapler. All you had to do was go over, stand on top of the Skyway Bridge, throw the stapler in the water. It would have been all over. They would have gone on and it would have killed Cedar Key again. There's a bunch of rich people up there. The insurance companies will have to pay for everything. And Cedar Key was already messed up. So what are you going to do? You're going to mess up more junk? So we're here. We survived. The internet's been a little wonky for the last couple of days, and now it's really showing itself because I'm doing stop motion across the screen right now. So let me see if I can't fix this problem while you say hi to the nice people, Mr. Matthew Maseracchi. Oh,
hello,
dumbass,
everybody. What's going on? Good morning.
Not dumbass, but dumbass.
Happy Sunday. Happy football day.
Show everybody your nice shirt.
Oh, let me back up a little bit. Here it is.
There you go.
There we go. That's our sponsor this week.
That'll do, donkey.
Yeah, donkey. Yeah, good morning. There's football going on right now in case anybody forgot over in London.
It's the Doug Peterson's going to get his ass fired game?
This could be the game. That's a long flight home for a coach without a job. The Bears are winning 14-3. Caleb has found Cole Kmet twice so far. The tight end wasteland, maybe that changes this week. Maybe there's a tight end narrative being set up for today on Sunday. We'll see. So Bears are up 14-3. Lawrence and that offense, I just don't know what they're doing. Defensively, they're terrible too. Second worst this year in terms of yards allowed, the Jacksonville defense this year. So anyway, we already had one coach let go. We'll get to him next real quickly. But this guy is officially on the clock, in my opinion. So the coaching carousel, usually what is it, about 7 to 8 coaches each year on average get let go. I think that has started. I think today will be number 2, especially if they don't get on the board with a touchdown.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. In the NFL, there are dysfunctional franchises. They just are. They're just dysfunctional. It's just like with any business endeavor, any industry that you have. Okay, not all the companies are going to be good. Not all the companies are going to be Google, which, by the way, they're about to get broken up. Not all companies are going to be NVIDIA. Okay, then the great mass of them are going to be, average plus or minus. But in the NFL, when an organization is dysfunctional, they are spectacularly dysfunctional. Okay, to the point where I even think that, a guy like me, you, anybody else with a functional knowledge of the sport of football could do a better job. And these guys are getting paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, especially these head coaches, to
be mediocre.
Do that?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the NFL is tough. It's a tough league. It's a tough business. It's tough. It's very hard to win. They have arranged things to where there's parity because every commissioner likes parity. Every owner likes parity. But some franchises are just,
they can't get out of their own way.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, that's a great segue to the first coach that got fired this year, which we'll get to now.
Listen, I know you've been chomping at the bit to get to this guy all week because you're a huge Aaron Rodgers fan.
Oh, massive.
You're a huge New York Jets fan.
Massive.
So I'm just going to turn it over to you while I go and share all of our stuff and say hi to everybody online, okay?
Good deal.
Let them have it.
Yeah, it's simple. I mean, when you're talking about organizations that are not very sound, top to bottom, the Jets certainly come to mind. The irony of that firing for me is, it's easy to point at the head coach as the scapegoat, across the landscape when you're seeing poor performance. But you bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and that writing was on the wall too. 40-year-old quarterback coming back from major surgery. Prior to that surgery, his numbers weren't spectacular. I think the streak now is at 24, 25, 27 games. I don't even know. He doesn't have a 300-yard game.
Yikes.
I mean, I looked at some numbers that were pretty spectacular. There are many quarterbacks within that stretch that have had 300-yard games, but some of them are guys that aren't even starting quarterbacks. Some of them, like for instance, Kenny Pickett has a 300-yard game in that stretch. Basically, Gardner Minshew, I think, has 3 or 4 300-yard games in that same stretch. It's passed him by. And unfortunately, they have given the reins to Aaron Rodgers. The story came out once Saleh got let go that, in the meeting between ownership and Aaron Rodgers never took place and it was never discussed. And, the direction of the franchise. Really?
Wink, wink.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that means it was. When you say something it wasn't, it's usually the opposite. All that being said, the defense wasn't playing poorly. And normally when you fire the head coach, you promote the OC, right? Not the defensive coordinator. Then what does that tell you? Excuse me. So
we saw what you could do as a head coach in Denver.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just it's not a good formula right now for the Jets. Plus, you also look at the fact that 2 of their biggest weapons this year are non-existent. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Where are all these guys? These are first, second round picks in most leagues this year. I know they're on all of our teams, right? And these guys are not underperforming. They're not performing. So there's a true disconnect here, and I'm going to put a lot of the responsibility on Rodgers. But ultimately, Rodgers wasn't a Jet until they brought him in as a Jet. So it goes back to ownership. It goes back to their philosophy.
Was it Douglas is the GM there?
Yeah.
The guy who used to be in Philly?
Yeah.
And he screwed around with the Philly chemistry so bad, they were like, listen, you got to go.
So, I mean, I don't know. They're not playing well as a team. Aaron Rodgers does not look good back there. Yes, at times he can make that 1 or 2 throws because he is a super smart guy. You don't lose your brain. And he's got a strong arm. He can still make the throws. He's just a sitting duck back there. Zero mobility and a stubbornness to adapt or to somehow work into the system, whatever you want to call that system, but work into the system so that it gets the players around him to all be better. And I just feel like, Saleh was the scapegoat. And, normally in this situation it is when you got a high-priced profile guy like Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think at this point in his career he deserves that status.
Fun drinking game, by the way, when you watch a Jets game. A fun drinking game is how many times the ball hits the ground in front of a receiver. Okay, because Rodgers is not throwing on schedule as per his receivers. He is throwing on schedule as per that 275-pound defensive end edge guy that's bearing down on him, or that 300-pound defensive tackle that's coming like that. He's going.
He don't want to get hit.
And the ball is gone.
Yeah, he don't want to get hit.
Okay, and so you better come out of your cut a half a second quicker, and you better not run it, an extra step down. Otherwise, the ball's going to hit you in the foot.
He took a big hit last week, messed up his ankle. And you normally don't see this, but in this press conference, he mentioned the fact that he hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Now, players typically don't expose weakness, but Aaron's ego is so big that he wants.
He is a tough guy, though.
Oh, listen, I'm just saying you don't. That's a rule of sport,
right?
Especially the quarterback when you're the target. But I can tell you why Aaron said it. Because he wants people to recognize that if he doesn't play well, it just adds into the, this is why.
The crap beat out of
I'm
me
hurt,
back
my ankle, my Achilles, my this. Shut
my
up.
vagina.
Just shut up. Take the microphone away from his ugly face and go play football. Excuse me. It's getting me I'm all clamped right now for the aggravation. No, it makes no sense. I mean, we all see this. How could he not see this? But whatever. The Jets are in trouble. But again, more irony. The Jets win on Monday night. They're in first place in the division. Explain that. So even more so, why would you have such flux in your organization, fire the coach, and all these other things we've talked about, and yet be a game away at home against a division rival, the Bills, and you have a chance to be in first place in your division despite all this? I'm over it.
As as a Miami Dolphins fanatic, as a fan of football, as somebody who equally despises all three members of the AFC East, the Eastern Conference of the American Football, the Eastern Division of the American Football Conference, I'm happy for the chaos. I am delighted for the chaos. Because as badly as things have been going for the Dolphins, I mean, after losing Tua, the month of September was a nightmare. Worst September I've ever seen. You started off with your superstar number one player in the NFL, wide receiver, getting arrested trying to get to the game. And we managed to squeak that game out, and then it was all downhill from there. So once we made it to the month of October, and we eked it out over a slightly worse team in worse condition than we are, and went in and limped off into the break, into the bye, and then all of this chaos happens. So Jets, Jets. I hope they win. I don't care how they win. They win by 1 point, okay? Because more chaos. More chaos is good for the Dolphins.
Potentially the whole division after next week at 1 point could be 3-3.
Yeah.
I mean, right now the Dolphins are 2-3.
Right.
Obviously because of the bye. The Jets and Bills are now going to be potentially 3-3 each.
Yeah.
Where the Jets win. I know, it's still that coffee.
That's good though. You're using the broadcasting etiquette that I taught you, which was never ever sneeze or cough into the microphone. If you have something extracurricular, you turn
and hack. Well,
turn and hack.
There's a small pile over there now. That being said,
no vomiting though, please. That's disgusting.
Clearly that division is in flux. You know, the irony is that
more
irony. Of course, NFL should change its name to Irony, the Irony League. Two of the best divisions in football coming into the year, we thought Buffalo, the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, the Dolphins. Go to my division. The Browns, their defense number one last year. The Bengals with Burrow and Ravens and Steelers. These divisions suck. They outside of Baltimore,
not the Ravens.
Outside of Baltimore in our division, and outside of potentially we'll see after Monday night Buffalo in your division.
Yeah,
there's the other 7-8 teams really may not matter. So just another point of how this year, again, 5 weeks into the season, now week 6, you look up after every Sunday's completed, and whatever you thought was going to happen.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, it didn't. And what
the hell?
It's like, what are we looking at? So anyway, this is the beauty of the NFL.
Well,
and we're going to try and disseminate when we come back from break the rest of this nonsense. So that's what we do.
And more to my point about being a selfish Dolphin fan, I actually believe that the Dolphins are going to win the bye week. They're going to win the bye week.
Give it to them.
They're going to win the bye.
Yeah.
They're going to just chalk up a W there. It's fine. And I told everybody this as we were going on, all my friends, my family, and everybody that was freaking out. I said, it's better to have our meltdown in September and then correct it and go forward, and then instead of having lose 3 out of 4 in December, we win 3 out of 4 in December.
That's a good point.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
It's a brutal schedule.
Yeah, it is tough. But no, you know what? The philosophy, go through the mud now.
Yeah.
And then stick around, see your competition. They're just over the hill. You can get there.
Yeah.
And then once they start to go through their ebb and flow, and you're playing good football, you have a chance.
We've seen Hundley. He's getting more comfortable with the offense. I mean, the guy's been with the Dolphins for a cup of coffee, and he's trying to run a very intricate offense. It's like a guy went from driving a Prius
to a Cybertruck,
to not even a Cybertruck, driving a Prius to a Ferrari.
Yeah. Because
I mean that is and a Ferrari with custom seats and shifting specifications that were made for one guy. The seat is special made for his butt. Okay, the shifter works how he likes to shift. All right. So now you have to go into point A to point B mode, and he's getting better at it. I think it'll tell in the Indy game if we come out of there with a W, and Tua manages to come back nice and healthy, which I hear he's chomping at the bit. I hear he's throwing in private sessions. He won't throw in front of the press. But when everybody's gone, he's throwing, in the enclosure. He's throwing indoors, so he's ready. He's ready to come back to practice.
Well, I'm sure he's
ready
cleared to
go.
work out.
Oh.
He's just not cleared for contact.
No, we know he's not cleared to work out even. No,
Even to work out still?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe he had passed that.
That's
hurdle.
IR.
Okay.
IR is you open the window, and then you can go back and practice, and that window opens the Monday after the Indianapolis game. So what do you think the odds are he's going to be ready to start? I think so.
Yeah, pretty good.
Against Arizona? Yeah,
Pretty
no
good.
problem. All right, so you want to go to the breaks?
Yeah.
I know you really want to get to the games.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, and look at that, 11:15 no less,
On the money.
11:16.
On the money.
I am a great producer. More Gonzo Radio Sports. Get your picks, get your notes, get your pad, your pen, open up your notebook on your device. Get ready because we're gonna pick them, and we're gonna pick them well for you next. Gonzo Radio. And we're back. Wait, you want no, you don't get the boobs back. No, that's me. You got this boob, okay, and you got the boob that's sitting across from me.
I'm the other boob.
He's the other boob. We're both bald. We can put nipples on our heads if you like.
Be awkward.
It would be really awkward. Welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Professional. Got to be professional. Got to let people know who they're talking to. Just in case you're channel surfing on YouTube. We were just talking about the Bears are in the red zone and they're driving.
Yeah, it's no, they scored.
Oh, they scored.
Lawrence scrambles left end, 4 yards.
Oh, Lawrence.
21 to 3.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's official. Peterson, I think, just got fired.
No, another nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
So who scored for the Bears? We have two for Komet.
And Lawrence. I said Trevor Lawrence scrambled for 4 yards.
Oh, well, that's not the Bears.
Oh, that's the other. I'm sorry. That was the last thing I read. Wow. Yeah, that's tough, guys. Sorry, I'm back.
Here.
That was so bad. Keenan Allen, 9 yards.
Keenan Allen.
Welcome to the team, Keenan Allen.
Coach Allen.
Holy mackerel.
I told you Coach Allen was a coach the boy up.
Is that his first touchdown of the year?
I do believe that's the first Keenan. That's the first Caleb to Keenan connection.
Wow. Wow. All right, well, hey, they crossed midfield. Woohoo.
Woohoo.
All right, we got games to talk about.
Another nail in the Peterson coffin. So let's go. Let's line them up. Everybody get your notes. Get your pen. Get ready and go.
Arizona at Green Bay. Packers minus 5.5. Total 47.5. Here's what I found. Green Bay quarterback play, Jordan Love. We were all up Jordan Love coming into this year after the finish he had last year, right? Oh, Jordan Love, wow, Packers got their third quarterback.
Lost his mind last week.
Okay, well, to this point this year, I know he's been hurt. Okay, I know he is maybe not been 100% all year, but his QBR is 23rd in the league. Okay, now you could look at the weapons. They've also been hurt from the receivers as well. Okay, Tucker Kraft is second in the team in targets.
He's on my bench.
And when your tight end is second in the team in targets, it puts a little pressure on the quarterback, I think, because they have a lot of weapons. Okay, so obviously they are going to spread the ball, but they haven't been fully healthy. On the other side, Murray is seventh in QBR to this point. And, the irony of that, we talked about one of their main weapons, Connor, who hasn't been really utilized in the passing game much this year. Now, we're on him on a little bit of a Hard Rock prop that I threw out there this morning. But
No, tell the nice people what the prop is, because let me tell you what, it not only is it number of receptions, which is now 2.5.
yes, it's gone up.
It's gone up
Yeah.
because now all of a sudden they realize, and now it started off at 9.5 yards over underline
Yeah.
for receiving yards.
And it's gone up. What was it, like 10.5? Maybe if you look now, it's even probably
10.5.
11.5. They really haven't been using him outside of the first week, but I just feel that now, Grant, he's been a big part of the running game. He's still a 20-touch guy.
Sure.
It's just that he's been more between the tackles this year. They're in a negative game script. I think they play from behind, hence the line, what that suggests. I think Connor's going to hit that prop. I think he's good for at least 3 or 4 catches in this game, so certainly he should get over the yardage prop as well. I'm on Arizona in this game. The Dogs this year have been very, very good against the line. I think we're upwards of like 62% Dogs so far this year.
Yep.
It'll regress back to the means at some point in certain spots, but I'll take
not now.
I'll take the 5.5 and the Cards here.
I get to introduce the new boom, but it's a sweep. But I'm gonna take those 5.5 points. But I am going to pick Green Bay to win, because you're going to see it's going to be 2 quarterbacks that like to do pull the mad scramble at the end. Okay, Murray likes to score touchdowns in bunches.
Yes.
Okay, and then throw in a field goal here or there. We've seen him do it 3 or 4 times this year. They either come from behind. From way behind or really close and take the lead, and then they lose on a field goal. So, yeah, give me that 5.5 points, but give me Green Bay to win it, most definitely. Give me that Connor 10.5 yards receiving yards. Give me the over, even if it's 15, you hit it. I would even go so far as the 2.5 catches. Because you remember and I remember they just dumping the ball off to him left and right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You could probably get alternate lines on those yardage as well
Yeah.
if you wanted to keep, for some plus odds. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how that sets up on
work
the app.
Work it. Get in there and look around. That's what we do. We search around and find alternate numbers. So,
But I can see a 4-catch game for 40
Sure.
40 or 4 for 40.
Sure, and that's money.
The big money.
That's money.
Big.
I got it on a couple of parlays.
Big.
One parlay is like a $1,400 payoff.
Big.
So
you're on the Cards and you think the Pack win. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay. Next game should be pretty quick. Colts at the Titans. You have Richardson, who has not played well to this point. Now, in fairness, maybe we expected a little bit too much from a guy that has 7 career starts under his belt. So let's pump the brakes on he's not a good quarterback yet. The kid's got talent. He's big. He's fast. He's athletic. He can throw it a mile.
It's going to take a little while.
It's going to take a while. And he is playing today. It was questionable, but he is playing today. Yeah. So even more so, you got a guy that may not even be 100%. Tough spot for the Colts today. His QBR this year, 49. Now, go to the other side. You have not had stellar quarterback play there either.
But your boy Duck is starting. I think Duck is starting, not Levis.
Who? No, Madoff. Mason Rudolph isn't starting today. No, it's Will
Levis?
Will Levis is starting today.
Oh.
This is Will's team. Oh, drop the mic.
See, this is a game where both teams are better off if they let their number 2 play.
Maybe.
Both teams.
Maybe, yeah.
Both teams, your number 2s are more efficient than your young number 1s.
Here's something I picked up on, though, for this game, because I was looking at the defenses. The Colts are 28 versus the pass. Not very good, clearly, right? That being said, I also looked at pressure rate, and they are, I think, 29th in terms of pressure rate.
Yeah.
So they don't get to the quarterback, and they can't stop to pass. If there's ever a situation where you could benefit from that, it's in this spot, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not on Levis, okay, in general, because he's bad. But I am on Calvin Ridley today for a for a DFS shot. I think you even has him maybe for a touchdown.
As you can say a lot about Levis, he's got nice biceps and he's got a cannon.
Oh, he's got a cannon.
Arm.
So
the only problem is he can't seem to, hit the intermediate routes.
Well, he makes bonehead decisions.
Oh.
So maybe if he gets a little more time today to pass, he's not under duress like he's been. Maybe he gets a chance to hit one of those 2 shots downfield. I'm on Ridley today from that game. I'm also on the Titans at home laying 2.5.
Give me, once again, we're back to the sweep.
Oh, we like it.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that Titans defense because Richardson's going to screw up. He's going to screw up. He's good. I think it's a recipe for disaster. Making the kid play with an injury like this, I think you should give him an extra week off to ease into it, not push him to get into it. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit wanting to lead his team, but if you want to get a W against a division rival early in the season, Flacco. Should have been Flacco. You go with the consistent guy, but nope, you didn't. So I'm really counting on either a fumble and or multiple interceptions. I think that it's going to be a little bit of a romp. I really do. So
okay. Well, the odds on Peterson getting fired just went down. Now it's only at minus 240.
What?
Jacksonville got a touchdown. No, they got a touchdown.
From who?
Lawrence to Gabe Davis.
Gabe. 21. That's his first touchdown in like 3 years.
So far, 2 games in, and we have the same 2 picks. I think we're going to be similar in this one too. Texas at New England. Texans at New England. I'm
already here.
Houston's defense 3rd. Okay. Pat's offense last. Today they're starting a rookie, Drake May. Now,
nowhere to go but up.
Apparently so. I don't know what to think of this in terms of Drake May. I don't know how good this kid is. Nobody does.
Oh, may I interject?
Well, you may talk about May.
As a Miami Hurricanes fan.
You may as a May.
Okay.
Yes.
When he was at the University of North Carolina, he looked like a professional quarterback playing with college kids. Cannon for an arm, accurate. When flushed, can throw on the run. He should have been starting for New England from the jump, but they wanted to take it easy on the kid. We're going to have Brissett gives us the best chance to win. Where has Jacoby Brissett ever given anybody a better chance to win? Where? Please tell me.
It may not be that, though. The philosophy isn't in terms of winning. You really think New England came into camp this year thinking we got a shot? No, they didn't.
No, but you got to develop your quarterback.
Yes, but you
Even
develop
if
him
and get him knocked on his ass a few times.
No, see, I disagree with that to a degree. If your quarterback isn't ready to play, then you don't put him in there. And apparently he wasn't ready to play. Not only that,
be ready now.
Well, but the problem is that the surrounding cast is terrible.
Terrible.
And he's playing one of the best defenses
in the
league.
Charles, tell him that's just terrible.
He's playing one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the right time to unwrap that new present.
He's a big, tough kid.
We'll see. We're both on the Texans apparently here with this big, tough kid laying 6.5 on the road.
Yes, I'm even going to go get some more of that on Hard Rock. I'll go do an in game. I'll lay the points. I'll take the over. I think Houston's going to blow them out. I think they're going to run it up. It's going to be vicious. Watch New England win by a point.
Who knows? Whoever is left in
it's been that kind of season.
Who's ever left in any survivor pool, if they're taking Houston today and they lose, I just don't know what to do about that. Bucks and the Saints, another quarterback that we don't expect anything from or know anything about. Spencer Rattler. Oklahoma transfer, South Carolina, blew it up, right?
Yep.
This kid is like a howdy doody on steroids.
Yep.
He can throw it a mile. He's very athletic. Okay, he's your prototypical guy coming out of the NFL today, right?
Yep.
He was, a 4th-round pick?
Something like
fourth or fifth? Projected higher than that. So maybe he fell in that spot.
One of those deals where the Saints were like, really?
So
he's here?
Upside potentially there, I guess we'll see. It's not much of a leap to think that he has to play wonderfully great to be better than what they had before in Derek Carr. I know he's played well in spots, but I think we know who Derek Carr is. This certainly is the future of the franchise. We'll see some of that today.
But anyway.
That being, yeah, it's like, what are we supposed to do with this? What bothers me on the Saints side, I'm not so much worried about their offense. They know who they are. They're Kamara-based still, okay? Olave is going to be their main threat, and that's going to be the offense, right?
Right.
But their defense is 24th in yards allowed. Okay, now we look at that team at home. Oh, good defense, good defense, good defense. How good is that defense? We're not too sure. And that's an issue for me today with the Bucs because
Baker's going to eat.
They've looked good at times. And now with Evans healthy and Godwin healthy and the offensive line getting right, they do not have Rashard White today, but my trade of the year,
Bucky,
which so far hasn't turned out well, Bucky Irving on the map today. He
Bucky.
Going to be a big part of that offense. That all being said, the Bucs are 3.5-point road favorite.
Yep.
Too much.
I'll
take the Saints at home. Plus
You'll
the
take the
3.5.
Saints at home.
Yeah, give me the rookie. Give me Spencer at home plus 3.5.
Okay, well, and I'm not going to go with a quick explanation because I'm going to say, yep, sweep. I'm with you there. Home dogs. I love home dogs all day long.
Oh, boy.
I've won a lot with home dogs this year already. I got to stick with the home dogs. Here's the caveat. If Kubiak, it's Kubiak's son, no less, their offensive coordinator in New Orleans, if they don't throw it down the field, if they don't let the kid use the whole playbook, they are taking away half his skill set. Because Rattler has, once again, I'm saying kid's got a cannon. Kid's got a cannon. He can get the ball to Shaheed, to
Olave,
to anybody. He's got a cannon. So do not sit there and play dink and dunk with this kid. Do not sit there and make this first two reads for this kid be the short cross, the tight end, and then drop it off to Kamara. Stop that. Let the kid play.
Yeah, let him
okay?
let him
play. And let me tell you what, it's going to be a shootout then. It's going to be a shootout.
I'm not opposed to that. I really think it's got a chance.
Right, and let me get good and close. Let me get good and close and let everybody know. Okay, everybody out there who's starting Mike Evans on your fantasy team right now in any way, shape, or form, you're going to get 8 points, maybe less. Okay, because he's up against Marshawn Lattimore.
He does not have a good history against
Lattimore
him at all.
Owns Mike Evans.
No
Pardon
bueno.
my lack of PC, but owns him.
Yeah.
Okay, so where has Mike Evans's good games been versus New Orleans in the last 7 years?
Yeah.
Since Lattimore was a rookie. He came into this league owning Mike Evans. Okay, I remember this. Okay, I have discussed this. My buddy Mike Platt from Planet Platypus. Platypus, start Darnell Mooney over Mike Evans. Do it. It's beyond a trend. Okay, if he has any sort of success north of 10 points, it will be an aberration. Bench Evans. Start anybody else. That's all I got to say.
I actually have Evans and Mooney on the same team.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you're not playing me. Why?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I think that's in your league. Actually.
Yeah. My prediction is 8.2 points.
All right. I like it. I think he gets in the end zone. Browns Eagles. Eagles home favorite 9.5 points. Wow, the Browns.
Eagles to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, now here's another team that we think good defense, but the Eagles don't have a good defense either. And they were bad all of last year. They haven't gotten much better this year. There's a personnel problem there. And potentially coaching as well.
It's a coaching problem. Stop it. Vic Fangio, okay, Grandpa, we don't run Tampa 2 anymore. Okay, we don't run Tampa 2. We don't smoke cigarettes on the sideline. All right. You have a superstar corner in Darius Slay. Superstar. And you're doing exactly what you did last year with the Miami Dolphins and Jalen Ramsey. You're marginalizing the guy. You're sticking him on one side of the field. You're not putting him on the WR1 for the other team.
Yeah.
Okay, when he is the lock up, you're having him play zone. Please.
Fortunately for the Eagles and that terrible defense, Cleveland's offense is officially the worst in the league.
Charles?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible. So 9.5. Give me the Eagles in a get-right spot somehow. Defensively, maybe it's a pick or a special teams play, but just enough to get them over that cover, 10, 11, 12 points. I'm taking the Eagles minus the 9.5 points at home.
Actually, yesterday I caught him at minus 8.5.
Okay. Oh, sweet. We are 5 for 5
Yeah,
so
we're
far.
sweeping it up.
Which means we're 0 and 5.
And before we get off on this, Kevin Stefanski is probably also going to get canned if he doesn't find some way to resign, because he's handcuffed with that organization right now. It's another organization that's got a dysfunctional owner, another guy with the name Khan. How many Khans? I want to see Khan Noonien sing. I want to go get Bill Shatner. Khan. There's another Khan owner.
It's a lot of cons.
Okay,
we got tanks and cons all over the place.
Tanks and
in
Khans
the NFL.
all over this place.
It's a lot.
So that ownership group, whatever you call that front office, they're just dysfunctional. Stefanski is a fantastic coach, okay? But somehow, some way, they, instead of, last year they had Alex Van Pelt as an offensive coordinator, okay? And as the season went along, Watson started getting rid of the rust. He also was hurt, okay? And he started to develop within the Van Pelt system. Van Pelt's a very good offensive coordinator, a very good quarterback coach. But for some strange reason, their GM saw fit to change because he loved Ken Dorsey, former University of Miami Hurricane Ken Dorsey, as an offensive coordinator. How'd that work out for him in Buffalo, the 2 years, the year and a half that he had a chance?
No bueno.
Okay, and what are we seeing now? So Stefanski is going to be happy to be fired, and he's going to be unemployed for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, they'll pick somebody. The coaching carousel this year.
He's not even good. I bet he's hoping that he gets fired before Christmas or before Thanksgiving. That way he can go spend the holidays with his family and still get paid. He can watch football, okay? Because Stefanski has had enough of their crap. I think it's the same with Sirianni. Sirianni's had enough of Philly's crap. I think that you're going to get these coaches that are going to be like, I'm fired? Thanks. Where's my check?
They still get paid.
Bye.
Big money.
Go ahead.
Next game. I think we'll just label this game the back to earth game.
Oh, you walking through the door today, you were on this game.
Yeah, let's call this the back to earth game. Washington at Baltimore.
Why do you hate Jalen?
I am not hating on that kid. He is very good. Well, when I looked at this line originally and saw it at 6.5, I knew at that point that was the tell for me. Okay, Vegas is telling me that this line should be 6.5. Now, I don't think on paper it's 6.5. I don't think my eyes are telling me it's 6.5. I just think the people who are responsible for making Vegas lots of money understand the landscape of the NFL. And they look at the whole picture. And let's paint this one. Jane Daniels is third in the league as QBR. The kid's been playing unbelievable.
Lights out.
78% completion percentage. Only 4 touchdowns through the year, but he does have 4 on the ground. So
Right.
he's got 8 total touchdowns.
Well, and listen, and last week his haters in the first half of that ball game were like, "Ha ha, he's coming back to earth." But the kid adjusted.
And had
so
a big second half. Yeah.
That's a tell right there.
Yeah.
That kid knows what's up.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
not going to be, my analysis of this game is not a knock on Jaden Daniels or Washington. They're the story right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
4-1.
And to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if they are in this game to the end. Obviously, Baltimore's defense has not been great. They've been torched by the number ones on the other side the entire season.
You miss their DC now, don't you?
But I just believe that Baltimore's offense is also a good offense, probably one of the tops in the league.
Yeah.
And they're at home, and it's just a different style of playing against a team from the AFC North in terms of the style, the physicality. Baltimore brings it. And, in this case, we threw that stat out over the last several weeks about Lamar Jackson's record against the NFC. And in his career, he has 1 loss. against 24, 25 wins. It's pretty astonishing. There's a reason for that. The best player on the field is on Baltimore's side today, and you're going to see it. And Henry has been a beast all year. The problem I see in terms of schematics for this matchup is that Quinn's defense, the way he lines up, they don't play the run particularly well. And when the Ravens are averaging as a team 6 yards a rush, it's a bad setup. I see a lot of control in this game. I see Baltimore with the narrative from beginning to end, and I see Daniels having to be a Superman. And when you're on the road in a tough environment, it's tough to wear the cape every Sunday. And I just think with that perspective, and again, means to the regression or regress to the means, there's going to be some trips today. There's going to be some falling today. Washington's going to land hard, and I got Baltimore lay the points.
Lamar Jackson, while he was in college, never played in front of more than 81,000 people, and never really played a consequential game until he hit the NFL. And thusly, his body of work here, this last 6 years, pretty impressive. No problem. Okay, Jaden Daniels played at Death Valley. Death Valley, not South Carolina, Death Valley in Louisiana. He played in front of 102,000 people. He played in front of 104,000 people against Texas. Went in and whooped them. Okay, Jaden Daniels could give a shit about playing in a hostile environment on the road. He is extremely poised, and I believe that he will perform some heroics, but he will come up short of the victory. But I will take those 6.5 points.
Oh, there's no broom for this one.
I will take those 6.5 points.
You got them.
I think that the difference will be a late field. I think it's going to be tied or within 1 point, and then it's going to be a late field goal for the win. But I think that Daniels, yes, the time of possession is going to be heavily tilted in favor of the Ravens. The Ravens are going to have the ball for 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes. And Daniels is going to have it for 15. Okay, 15 seconds.
Better make the most of it.
But he's going to throw 3 touchdown passes in that 15 seconds. I think the kid carries his team and keeps up all the way to the end. The points are too much. Give me Jaden. Keeps it close. But Baltimore wins, but they're not going to cover. Okay. That's a tough cover.
You got it.
All right.
The road dogs have been popular.
Yes. Woof, woof.
Boy, lowest total on the board. Chargers at the Broncos. 35.5. Chargers are -3.
Under.
Chargers 29th in offense.
Under.
Broncos 28th in offense.
Under.
I'm taking the over. No. The Broncos look good now, right? They're buying in. I'm not saying they're a good football team. I'm just saying they're playing well under Peyton. Bo Nix is taking strides. Another rookie quarterback narrative of a guy that maybe got overlooked that's playing really well and will continue to play really well. Good for the Broncos. The Chargers and Harbaugh and his dinosaur approach, run. I get it if you've got personnel for that. But they're a little shorthanded today. And Dobbins is not that pound guy. Okay, he's not that guy that can really get between the tackles.
That's why they went and got Gus.
But who's hurt? Who's not playing today?
Oh.
So this is a Dobbins day today. If you're interested
Who's
in some
the number
DFS.
2, by the way? The number 2. Listen, first of all, the number 2 running back in that offense is going to get 10 carries.
Maybe
You're going to get 10 carries.
I looked at it already, and I'll find it here.
Gus Edwards was averaging, I believe, it's 8.5 carries a game.
Yeah, well, Gus is not playing today.
I understand that.
It's who's their backup running back?
Yeah, see, you don't know.
Hassan Haskins.
Oh, no.
And they've got that kid who I drafted for best ball, Vidal, who hasn't seen the field yet.
Nah, he's not going to.
He's a flyer. But, again, not good. So I feel like this is a game where the Chargers are going to have to let Herbert maybe throw it a little bit more than they're used to.
Herbert.
Which leads to me to a McConkey DFS pick.
Lad.
Give me some lad. So, okay, that being said, I'm still taking the home team here. The Broncos are playing well. Their defense has been playing pretty good as well. They're getting 3 points at home against a division rival. I'm taking the Broncos plus the 3 points.
Broncos plus 3. Let me take the inverse of that.
Ooh.
I believe that the LA Chargers defense is much better than they let on. Their pass rush has been sporadic, but when it's on, they're killing people. They're just destroying quarterbacks. Okay, so give me that pass rush. Give me a rattled rookie. Nix throws a couple of picks. Nix picks, huh? Wow. And because I believe in Bosa and Mac. I do. I really do believe in Bosa and Mac. I do believe that defense is better than everybody thinks it is. It looks better than everybody says it is. And they've been playing better as of late.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like it. Gimme.
You got them. Chargers plus -3 for you.
Right. Well, a little side note. Everybody made a big deal about Bo Nix and Sean Payton having a little kerfuffle on the sideline. One of the reasons for that kerfuffle is Bo Nix wants to throw the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. And Payton is essentially choking up on the collar a little bit.
Did you hear the Ferris Bueller reference?
Yeah. And that's and why
Smart.
that is
Smart.
why that is because the previous play we had an incompletion 28 yards down the field. Okay, he missed on a crossing route, and Peyton came over and gave him a little salt. Nothing big, just hey, that's not what I called.
And he chewed him.
And we didn't chew him out. No,
no. Nix went back,
and Nix came back.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's and Peyton, you saw his eyes get big, like, all right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, but not right now.
Like, not right now.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up and go get something to drink.
So. That afternoon, Ferris got called into the office.
No, it was late. It was at halftime he got called into the
Well,
office.
you know what I mean. At some point, they had a discussion, and it was funny he used that as a reference.
Keenan Allen, 2 touchdowns.
Oh.
Coach Allen got 2.
Oh, man. The Bears.
Coach Allen, Caleb, listen to I told you last week, and I'll tell you every week after that. Caleb, listen to Coach Allen.
Okay.
Listen to Coach Allen. Forget Eberflus.
All right. Well, back to Peterson being fired.
Okay.
So
another nail in the coffin.
Back to Peterson being fired. Yeah. All right. This is a big one. This is a big game today. This is another home dog.
Huge.
Detroit at Dallas.
Huge.
Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite in Dallas. When's the last time Dallas has been a home dog to anybody? Really? Now, they may have deservedly supposed to have been a home dog. They've lost some home games. They are good at home typically, but the Cowboys are not playing to expectations. Okay, we can say that maybe the last several years. But still, 3.5 points at home. The Lions are 28th versus the pass. They can be beat. Okay, if the Cowboys give Dak a little time, and even though last week's numbers against the Steelers weren't spectacular, he still threw for 300 yards against our defense, and we do create pressure. There's no excuse about that. He's going to have time to throw the football, and if he does, I don't see where they're never not going to be in this football game. As good as Detroit can play. Now, Detroit can put up points too. I think Detroit, talent-wise, overall is a better team. But this is just another spot where you're playing in Dallas. Dallas needs this game big, and Dallas should be able to move the football. I'm on Dallas here at home. Give me the 3.5 points against Detroit with a coach that sometimes leaves me scratching my head at some of the decisions that he makes. So, oh boy.
Let me tell you something. The Dallas Cowboys are currently 0-3 at home in that gigantic palace of a huge Texas-sized stadium. They're 0-3. So they are due. D-U-E, due. Okay, and as we discussed, Coach Campbell, sometimes in cooking up his soup, his kneecap soup, throws in the wrong ingredients. Not enough garlic, too much pepper. I think he is the reason that they're going to lose. I think it's going to be a shootout. What's the line again?
3.5.
Okay, and what's the point total again?
52 and a half.
Still take the over.
It's a big number.
Still take the over. Give
Yeah.
me 31-28.
Paprika, by the way, is an underrated ingredient.
Yes,
as
paprika is very underrated. I totally agree. Paprika on potato salad is awesome.
So amazing.
Awesome. If I see that red stuff sprinkled across the top of a potato salad,
Yum, 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 yum,
especially egg and potato salad, I'm on elbow Aunt Florence out of the way. Get out of the way, old lady. Give me this. Give me some. But anyway, yeah. Give me Cowboys. That's such a lock. Cowboys plus the 3
and a half.
Take it to 3.5. Take it to win. They're going to win it outright. Dak is going to light them up. I have a decision between Jaden Reed with the Packers in my flex today,
And Tolbert.
and no, I was cock blocked for Tolbert, but I do have a good backup in Ferguson.
Ooh, yeah.
So I am torn between Reed and Ferguson. I think Reed's going to go off on Arizona, so I'm keeping Reed. But look for Ferguson, who has like a 12.8 projection. Okay, look for Ferguson to meet and exceed that projection.
Here-
14, 15 points, but he's going to eat.
Going off of memory, this could be the week of the tight end.
Yep.
I'm going to list you tight ends from memory that do not have touchdowns to this point this year. Okay, and these are all top flight tight ends.
Yep.
Laporta does not have a touchdown this year at this point. Ferguson does not have a touchdown at this point. McBride does not have a touchdown. Mark Andrews does not have a touchdown.
Dropped one last week.
You started out this 9 o'clock game today with a tight end
Jonnu
that caught.
Smith does not have a touchdown.
You started this Sunday off with a tight end that caught 2 touchdowns today.
Yep.
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet.
Maybe week 6 is the week of the tight end. Just something to watch. So, anyway, these guys have to score at some point, right?
Star Wars 9, the
Here we
return of the tight end.
Could be. Falcons at Panthers.
Oh.
Atlanta -6, another big road favorite at Carolina. Carolina 0-2 at home, if you like your little home loss theory that eventually a team will win at home. Maybe not the Panthers, but Kirk Cousins, a couple weeks ago, threw for like 800 yards.
Captain Kirk.
It looks like earlier in the year we questioned it in terms of his lack of mobility. Maybe he's not ready, coming off another big Achilles injury. We talked about the quarterback position with Aaron Rodgers. But
He was rusty.
500 yards, I think he shook it off. I think he's looking pretty good. The Panthers are terrible. They're not going anywhere. I will say this about what can keep the Panthers in the game. I'm on Hubbard today, DFS. Atlanta really can't stop the run. So as long as the Carolina Panthers aren't down by like 3 scores by halftime, I think Hubbard still plays into that game script. They're going to have to. And he's been really good. 100 yards 2 of the last 3 weeks, so I'm on that. That being said, you know what? I'm going to take the points at home. I've changed it. Originally, we talked about Atlanta. I liked them originally. And I've got actually some Mooney, I think maybe across some lineups for Atlanta. But I don't care. I'm going to stay within the spread. I'm going to say, even though the Falcons probably win this game, I'm taking Carolina plus the 6.
Do you even football? Dude, they're going to march into Carolina.
I get the Red Rocket, by the way.
And they're going to beat Carolina's brains out. Listen. Tease it up. Tease it up to -9.
Oh, my.
Tease it up.
You know what the total is in that game? It's actually significantly higher.
What?
46.5.
Take the over.
That is the 4th highest total on the board. out of all the
I'll
games.
give your boy Chuba Hubbard, Chuba Duba Wabawanga. I'll give you Chuba breaks a long touchdown. Good for him.
Good.
That's it.
40 yards?
That's going to be Carolina 7. Maybe throw in a field goal. Carolina 10.
I don't think he kicks field goals.
But give me Captain Kirk with the Genesis device. Give me Darnell Mooney, another big game, huge. Give me I can't give me Tyler Algier with 6 catches, maybe a touchdown. They are going to feast on the carcass of the Carolina Panthers. They are going to destroy. The stadium is going to be empty with the exception of traveling Falcons fans by the beginning of the fourth quarter. They're
Chuba-
going to dust them off.
Chuba Hubbard has 21.2 fantasy points today.
Good for him.
Bengals at
And
Giants.
they're still going to get crushed.
I wrote you it for Atlanta. Bengals at Giants. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. I just do. You know I like Joe Burrow, right?
It's a bromance.
Joe is my guy. I mean, I'm a Steeler fan, and it's a little bit of
weird.
Yeah, to like
marriage.
to like a Cincinnati Bengal player as much as I do, but I just really like Joe Burrow. And since he's come into the year, not only has he been the quarterback that's been sacked the most, not only did he miss an entire year to injury, not only is he saddled with, again, we talk about organizations that are a little bit dysfunctional, ownership, other things, not great.
The Bengals, I think the term you're looking for is cheap.
Yeah,
the Brown family is cheap.
Yeah, just not really good for terms of player development and for keeping talent, hence letting Mixon go, making it difficult. Now, they've got good running backs. Chase Brown, I get it, with Cook and whatnot. They're trying to figure out their roles. I just feel bad for the guy. Last week was a game. When you looked over at the end of that game when he lost to the Ravens, you just looked like he was like, is it too young for me to retire? You know, he's like, I've done everything I possibly can to put this team on my back. And they've literally scored 35 points each of the last 3 weeks, and they've won one time. Okay? Talk about coaches on the hot seat. Here's another one, unfortunately.
Taylor.
Yeah. So, especially starting at 1-4. The Giants, on paper, not better than the Bengals, right? Talent-wise, it's not even close offensively. But the Giants have a little something going right now. And the Bengals' defense is absolutely terrible. What hurts the Giants on their side is they're missing Malik Neighbors today. And if they had Neighbors, I'd feel better about the Giants. That kid is really good.
He's special.
PFF, again, we look at the metrics like separation, yards after catch, all these different things. He's near the top.
I would call him a Justin Jefferson clone.
Yeah, so
he's a
good.
clone.
So good.
Same
but he's
school,
not,
same thing.
He's not playing today, and that's a problem because that puts even more pressure on a guy who's also not very good, Daniel Jones. So let's put all this in the pot, and I get a better quarterback and more weapons on Cincinnati's side, and it's the Giants. So I am going to lay the 3.5 points and take the Bengals on the road in New York. Another heroic game by Burrow, I think, because even though the Giants are good up front, like you're not going to be able to run on them. That's not who they are anyway.
Giants are a home dog.
Giants are a home dog. But regardless of that home dog, I'm still laying the points, and I'm taking Cincinnati.
That dog will hunt.
The Giants.
That dog will hunt. Brian Burns has that defense playing credibly. Not incredibly, but credibly. They're slowing teams down. They're getting better every week. Okay, I'm a big believer in Brian Burns, not because he's, former Hurricane or whatnot, but because he's an outstanding middle linebacker. And one of the qualities that everybody loves about a middle linebacker is being able to make sure everybody is in the right place, everybody's where they need to be in order to succeed. He's a second coach on the field. He is an extension of the defensive coordinator. There's a reason why that guy's a superstar, because he's one of the smartest guys on the field, period. So, I think that the Giants and that 3.5 points.
Yeah. It's a decent total, too. I was surprised at the total.
Yeah. I mean, I literally find it being won by a field goal either way. So 3.5 is comfy.
Take the 0.5 point.
I'll take that 0.5 point comfort.
I wrote you.
Give me that. And bet it big, too, man. Bet it big.
The Bills and the Jets on Monday night. We sort of kind of talked about the importance of this game. You know what? I'm just going to cut to it. I'm not on the Jets. I just think that this is the beginning of the end for them. I think they stepped in it, literally beginning with the bringing in of Aaron Rodgers and allowing him to dictate as much as he has to this point, whereas now they're starting a coach that has no head coach experience of any value whatsoever. That's a problem.
So you're taking the Bills?
I don't even care what the line is in this game. They have it at -2. Fine. Buffalo -2. Josh Allen's playing out of his mind. outside of last week. And I get the whole 9 for 30 game, but would you be surprised if he comes back and just looks like the regular Josh Allen Superman this week?
No,
not at all.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
See him running for 2 touchdowns.
Once again, he's a guy I love to hate. Okay, I love to hate him. He is a great football player. By all accounts, he is a super nice guy.
Oh man, to a total team player.
Like loves children and old people and puppies and kitties, and has a hot girlfriend, girl next door, or I think they got married even. I mean, he gives money. He gives tons of money to charity.
Outside of Lamar Jackson, there's nobody like him that plays the position.
Right.
So
he lives in suburban Buffalo because he's a regular guy. Okay, sure, but I enjoy the chaos. Give me the Jets plus the 2. Let's see a shootout. Let's see the Jets win on a field goal in overtime.
Gross.
Why? Because I like the chaos.
What a gross game.
But it serves my Dolphins right here. This is the priority there.
I get it.
Okay?
Well, if the Jets win this game, they're tied for first. So you'll have chaos.
Chaos.
I saved the Steelers for last.
You did, also because they're the last game.
Normally you save the best for last, but
God, here we go.
But I didn't do that.
Can I get you a tissue?
I didn't do that. Steelers and Raiders. Steelers are a 3-point favorite. We could be 5-0, as bad as we are offensively. Okay,
you're that good defensively.
We are that good defensively, and in spots offensively sometimes, but not very often. I'm not going to put all of this on Justin Fields because he really hasn't played poorly. Okay. I know who Justin Fields is. I'm pretty sure the Steelers know who Justin Fields is.
Yeah, no, your offensive line is as bad as Miami's right now.
Yeah, so
hurt, dysfunctional.
It's Tomlin. It's the approach. It's the 3 yards in cloud of dust mentality where they run the ball, play good defense, expect to win. Well, last week they needed to score another touchdown, and they couldn't get it. Okay, they didn't have the scheme enough to go up against that vaunted Dallas run defense and be able to move the ball consistently. It makes me sick, but why would it not?
Oh my God!
Atlanta watches these games and just says thank you for taking that guy off of our plate. So now we have him for at least another year before they end up getting another offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh. Whatever, but the Raiders suck, and they're not going anywhere either. We should handle them defensively. Aiden O'Connell, I think, is getting the start for the Raiders today.
Yes.
I don't think you can win with any person named Aiden. So I'm on the Steelers and their defense today. Another ugly total, 36.5.
Under.
Why don't we just say the first team to 10 wins? And we
first team to 10?
Yeah, first team to 10 wins.
10.
And then we'll just call it at that. So give me the Steelers as the first team to 10, and I will take them.
Yeah. Wave the straw flag.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. On that note, yeah, take the under. Take the under all day long.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the core 4.
Sure.
Prepare yourself. Take notes once again for DFS and other stuff, and we'll be back. More Gonzo Radio Sports Desk right after this.
Of the sea, back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky, yes, the doc went solo on that ass, but it's still the same. Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane. Follow me, but don't lose your grip. 9 trizzies, the years there for me to fuck up shit. So I ain't holding nothing back, and motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 sack. It's like that, and as a matter of fact, cause I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back.
Yeah, so keep out the manuscript. You see that this a must we drop gangsta shit.
What's my motherfucking name? Yeah. It's the bow to the wild, creeping and crawling, Yiggy yes yo, and Snoop Doggy Dogg in the motherfucking house like every day. Dropping shit with my nigga Mr. Dr. Dre. Like I said, niggas can't fuck with this. and niggas can't fuck with that shit that I drop, cause you know it don't stop. Mr. 187 on the motherfucking top. Tick tock, now with a Glock, just some nuts in the cock. Robbing motherfuckers, then I kill them blood cops. And I step through the fog and I creep through the small, cause I'm Snoop Doggy, Doggy, Doggy. Oh.
I gotta come back to welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Oh my God. Okay, so we were going over very interesting prop bets, and we were talking. We were continue talking about the Steelers game.
Shocker.
And well, you continued to bitch, and I continued to laugh, but we came up with a very interesting score. What was it? 17-4.
Yeah, I got odds on that, by the way.
17-4.
Yeah. I'm actually laying 240, which is hard to believe, but I am at 17-4.
Right.
Yeah, they get 4 points. They get a field goal, and then they block a field goal and return it for that 1 point.
Block an extra point.
Yeah. Well, they can't block an extra point because then they'd be a touchdown. That's bad math.
No, if they block a field goal, they return it for a touchdown. They block an extra point, they return it for 1 point.
Good point. Well, then
1 point.
I just placed a really bad bet because I don't think that can happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But anyway, it's an ugly game, and I'm over it.
4.
Let's just get out of here with
4.
that.
I don't think I have ever seen
4.
a 4 in an NFL score. I've
don't either.
never seen a 4.
I'm not even sure.
That's amazing.
you know-
Speaking of 4.
Yeah.
See,
Core 4, yeah.
Yeah.
We're right there together. Wow.
Let's do our core 4. Our 4 players in DFS, maybe even player props
Got a few
that
we
we
already mentioned.
feel are going to be very successful today.
Yes.
And I'll let you start.
Okay. I have a quarterback. His name is Dak Prescott. And they are a home dog playing against a team that we mentioned is really, really bad against the pass. That tells me when the Cowboys are lining up Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott as their backfield that they're going to have to still throw the football today. So I got Dak spreading it all over the land. Let's hope he blows it up today. I'm on a 350 day and 3 touchdowns for Dak today.
Okay.
How about that? So I'll take Dak.
God.
Dak Prescott. I'm going with a running mate of his, Justin Tolbert, who busted on the scene and crushed my Steelers' dreams last week with no time on the clock.
By the way, I acquired and cut him twice. And the second time I cut him for Jake Ferguson, whom I still have, and who is still projecting higher than he is. But the potential is ridiculous. So go on.
Yeah, he just, again, having to have to throw the football today outside of CeeDee Lamb, who I'm sure is going to get a lot of attention, it's Tolbert. And then Ferguson, as well, who happens to be, I think, second on the team, he's third on the team in targets. He missed a week. But I think Ferguson plays. I think all of the skill position players catching the football for Dallas today are in plus matchups. But I'm on that combination of Prescott and Tolbert today. Another guy I really like today, I know this is a little bit of a stretch, but Mike turned me on to this. And apparently Spencer Rattler spent the night in Olave's room last night. And they are on the same page. He had a comment in one of the press conferences was that anytime Olave was on the field, he was going to get him the football. So I'll go with it. I got Olave today at 6,600 in a game against a Tampa defense, too, on the back end. That's not very good. So give me some Olave. And a little bit of a stretch here, and I know this is probably a bad call, but I don't care. It's a hunch, and you got to follow your hunches. Tennessee, I mentioned the fact that Indy gets 0 pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, they're horrible.
And they're 28th against the pass in terms of total yards. If there was ever a spot for Ridley, who is a very good receiver, just lost in Tennessee, has a game, it's today. I just think the opportunity is there for at least one deep shot, maybe a second deep shot for him to get in the end zone today. So at a little bit of a discount, $5,700, I'm taking Calvin Ridley today to have one of these games where it's your best ball week for him. You drafted him. He hasn't paid out for you in season long, but if you got him this week, I want to see like 7 for $105 and a touchdown today for Calvin Ridley.
That's a lot.
That'd be a big day. So those are my core 4s today. I got Prescott combination with Justin Tolbert. I have some Olave based on some inside information, and a little Calvin Ridley is a little bit of a deep threat. Get on the board for me this week, Mr. Calvin Ridley.
Totally agree with you about Dak. All over it. I think if you're going to spend money on a player today, go get you some Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry's going to go berserk again. Okay, it's still early in the season. He's not worn down. He's feeling it. He's coordinated with everybody. He knows where those holes are going to open up even before he gets to them. Give me Henry. He's going to run wild. They're going to put the team on his back, and Henry's going to run wild.
He may break one today again.
Yeah. Bananas. He's going to go nuts.
Last week, you only had 15 carries, which is good if you're, in terms of, not
For
rest.
like
but,
300 yards.
Well,
So,
that game script, it was 41-38 last week.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Henry game.
Nah.
But the way that that Washington, sets up that base defense,
Yeah.
without additional help in the middle of the field, you're going to see Baltimore run up in a lot of heavy sets,
Bananas.
2 tight end sets,
Going to go nuts.
full back in the game, and just big holes. So
Yeah,
I
they're
agree.
going to go nuts.
I agree.
They're going to go nuts. I'm going to go the other side of the Olave coin. I'm going to go with Shaheed because, once again, that boy got a cannon. Rattler, mad bomber. Just absolutely turns it loose down the field better than anybody. He's got a stronger arm than Carr. He really does. Okay, so I'm going to say 4 catches, 120 yards, and at least one long-ass touchdown like Shaheed does. I don't know what he's going for, but he's probably going to come cheap.
Do you know that Rattler is 4K on DK? Minimum price.
Really?
4K.
Wow.
You can just
Wow.
stack a lineup if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So-
Just wow.
Yeah.
And I think that we are going to see Jaden Reed with the Green Bay Packers. We're talking about maybe a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. 5 catches, 90-plus yards, one touchdown, and like I said, a rushing touchdown. I think that the presence of Romeo Doubs, along with being relatively healthy across the board on offense, that enables them to be able to use Reed the way that they want to, giving him 3 or 4 carries, giving him 4 or 5 catches, give him that 8 to 10 touches a game. And that kid always has, every game he has produced, every time, I think it's 7. I think 7 is the threshold. Okay, under 7 he doesn't score. Over 7 he scores 1, 2 touchdowns. They can't stop him. So give me Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed. First of all, what's with naming these kids Jaden, Jaden, and the different? Stop it,
very confusing.
Millennial mothers.
Very confusing.
Crazy. So yeah, give me Jaden Reed. Is that my 4? Is that all 4? Yeah,
That's 4.
Just Dak. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Dak, Shaheed, Reed, and Henry. If you're going to spend some money on somebody, Henry's a lock. He's going to be. If you want somebody to be the pillar of your teams, your lineup, that guy is going to kill it today. He's not a career day, but he's going to have a nice day, real nice day.
I just accidentally stumbled onto something because I was
no.
looking up Green Bay's receivers.
Oh,
and
no.
their third receiver last week, Malik Heath, was on the field the same amount of time as Jalen Reed and Dontavius Wicks. They're all at 76%. They run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. Is Watson back this week? Watson's out, I think, isn't he?
Watson's still out.
And Dobbs is out again this week as well.
Dobbs is back.
Oh, then he'll probably fill
got
that slot.
unsuspended.
Oh, you're right. He was suspended. I think Dobbs fits into that third receiver slot this week. Okay, just a little side down. I was looking from last week. So okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's it. That's all for us.
That's it.
Wow. You sure? You shouldn't want to talk about aliens or something?
No, is the poster up there? No, I'll bring
no
it
more
back.
aliens.
I'll bring it back next week.
No more aliens. All right. Well, and we may be adding some new people to the show too next week. We're going to go over the equipment and see if we can pipe in your buddy Mike who did your Facebook Live on Saturday nights.
Yes.
'Cause
We killed it last night too.
We're expanding the audience. All right. Then let's say our goodbyes. On behalf of myself and the Matt, say goodbye to the nice people.
Peace, everyone.
Yes,
Enjoy
yes.
your Sunday. Good luck. Tight ends roll.
Tight ends roll. Tight ends roll. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back here again next week. Once again, the Gonzo Radio Network here on the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Peace. Where's that? What's this button do? Oh.